Everyone, welcome back to It's Time to Leave. I'm Drunken Dan.
Sabo's not here.
He's dead. He's being currently voiced by Chris Pratt.
As is everyone these days.
Honestly, I'm just waiting one day to wake up and then learn that I too am voiced by Chris Pratt. I go to the mirror and I don't see me, I just see Chris Pratt. It's gonna happen.
One day.
All of us are going to be Chris Pratt.
But live long enough to become Chris Pratt or to become Sora.
Everyone is either Sora or Chris Pratt.
Coming this summer, Chris Pratt is Xehanort.
Let's be real. They'll have if they ever switch to Sora's voice actor, it'll probably be like Tom Holland or some shit.
Ugh.
So it'll be Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. You know they would.
Yeah. The worst part, I think, kind of the worst part about the whole, Chris Pratt is voicing everyone thing is not even, he has a very interesting voice. Not saying anything about his particular acting or in the movies he's been in, but just, I can't say I've ever thought, man, Chris Pratt sure has a very distinctive and unique... if you say, Jim Cummings, for example, he has a very good kind of distinctive voice.
Yeah. Or hell, actually, if we want to do, a newer voice actress, my brain's farting on her name because I'm an idiot. But it's the girl who did as a simple one that you would that everyone here would that everyone probably all three people watching will know is Futaba in Persona, because she's been doing a lot of stuff, and every time I hear her voice, I right away am like I know
it's
that
the
voice.
Futaba person.
Because she also did Magi-Lu, which came out the same year, and she's been in a lot of shit lately, to be honest.
Yeah.
But she has one of those voices, and she's even in Serious Sam 4. But, yeah, she has one of those voices where the second I hear it, I know who that is.
Now, is that actually Serious Sam 4, or is it Serious Sam 8? Because we don't talk about, because there's so many Serious Sams that aren't actually Serious Sams. Isn't there there's 3 different Serious Sam 2s, isn't there?
No. So, there's Serious Sam 1 first encounter, Serious Sam 1 second encounter, which is an expansion, basically. Then there's Serious Sam 2, then Serious Sam 3, and then Serious Sam 4, and then there's this spin-off, a bunch of these little spin-off games that were made as this weird challenge by other developers, which are one of them's an RPG, one of them's a side scroller. There's a lot.
Oh, did you see the big news the other week? Because we had a week off. About how Joe Biden, the rumors says about Joe Biden maybe had I think they said toilet related incident in while visiting the Pope.
No, I didn't.
Which
I didn't, because I'll be honest with you, I was on vacation that week, and I pretty much I wasn't even on social media much. I took a break from everything. I actually drove around a lot during my vacation. It was nice.
Which, me being me, has taken to interpret that what actually happened was that the Pope, being a kinky bastard like he is, decided that he wanted Joe Biden to shit on his chest.
Also, everyone, welcome. I'd like you guys to welcome Sabo, as voiced by Chris Pratt.
Or not.
Okay.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
You didn't need to do any voice. It's just a joke. We were joking about
I was like, what's my best Chris Pratt voice? And then I was like, no, I can't do it.
I was making a joke earlier that you were gone because you were secretly actually voiced by Chris Pratt, and then we started joking about how everyone's going to end up being voiced by Chris Pratt or Tom Holland.
Well,
it is what it
maybe
is.
we are all actually Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
No.
Maybe you're just an AI.
I'll believe that.
An AI named Ben Stein.
That's not very nice. Do I say mean things about you? You goddamn potato-eating son of a bitch. Hope you die. I hope a bus drives through your living room.
I hate that my brain right away just heard the fucking the La Cucaracha horn from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh.
Anytime there's a vehicle destruction or ramming, I just hear that in my head.
It's very iconic.
God, I love Ed, Ed and Eddie. It's such a good show.
Shame it's dead.
To be fair, though, I'm glad at least it ended.
I mean, it didn't die. It just kind of ended.
Like it had.
He didn't die. It was murdered.
I mean, it had an actual like movie ending and everything, which most shows don't get.
It died when Cartoon Network stopped caring about stuff like that, and decided we're just gonna air Teen Titans Go all day, every day.
Actually, it was before that. It was when they were doing Johnny Test all day.
I wish they'd do I wish they'd do a spin-off to Teen Titans called Teen Titans Go Away.
Unfortunately, it just brings in too much money.
How? Why?
I don't.
I think I've seen like not even a full episode. I think I watched like 3 seconds because while I was visiting my nieces who are like 4 and 2 respectively, it was on, and I was like, wow, this is awful. I'm just going to drown it out with music in my brain.
I don't know why it's popular, but it is. Like, I was surprised when I learned that it's like, I remember when it first was like, you know, the way it was, and now I just kind of just like, I just accept it exists and I don't watch cable anymore.
I don't even know if it's popular as much as it shuts kids up for like 5 minutes. And
it gets the ratings and it sells merchandise.
That counts as being popular. Oh, I guess merchandise too.
Yeah.
Because there was this interesting online discussion the other day about how kids aren't really buying toys and stuff like based off TV shows anymore.
Not as much
because
as
they're just not as impressed with pieces of plastic now that they have smartphones.
Yeah, well, I mean, why would we have got half the toys we got if we could have just accessed basically at the internet from whenever if we had a phone?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I collect figures.
Like the entire industry doesn't know what to do now.
Maybe it should die.
Well, no industry.
I think that's actually why they make a lot more like collectibles marketed towards old box.
What they should all do is just make gacha games.
That is exactly why, because they're like, well, these people will still buy it.
Just make gacha games.
Because like I saw when I was at the store today, like they made like adult collector figures of like the original Jurassic Park movie.
Right. Why would you want figures of people?
Don't you want a figure of Dr. Ellie Sattler?
Not really.
They did have the dinosaurs though. They also had the dinosaurs.
I mean, did she have super shit digging action?
No, but she had another head where she had glasses and her hair was down.
For like that one 5-second sequence in the movie where she has that.
Yes. But they also had the dinosaurs, which were far more interesting because they're dinosaurs.
No, they need alternate hands that are just stained with brown.
Yeah, they didn't do that. It would have been funny though.
They should have had a Dr. Ian Malcolm figure where he just says his memorable lines such as
They should have had a Grant. With,
don't forget him ahhing a lot.
I hope what they would do is with the Grant figure, because I didn't see it there, is that they came with a little raptor claw to menace children with.
It's more like a 6-foot turkey, really. It's funny because raptors are very much not as threatening as
they are in
those movies. Raptors are stupid.
They're very
that was the newest dinosaur at the time. So
yeah,
people were like, oh my god, it has a foot claw. Oh my god.
That was when we thought the Brontosaurus was a dinosaur still, and not a fake thing.
I mean, could still be a dinosaur. All they'd have to do is just, say, oh, hey, this is a dinosaur. We're going to call it Brontosaurus now just to spite you all.
I mean, yeah, they could do that.
That's what I would do.
So I just wanted to let you know, kids, I'm sorry, Littlefoot never existed.
Good. I hate that man. Good. Fuck him. I'm glad his parents died.
I haven't seen that movie since I was really little. I really want to watch the original Land Before Time again at some point.
I bought it not recently, but like when I was older, slightly.
You could appreciate son watching his mother fucking die.
So like sometime in the late 90s, I guess, I watched it again and I was like, oh yeah, wow, that's kind of brutal.
Like, I know every movie after that is like basically happy, silly, fun times.
Well, maybe if they hadn't fucking demonized, carnivorous dinosaurs, which everyone knows are the best dinosaurs.
Well, no. Don't forget, there's Chomper. He's the good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. He's the token carnivore.
He really is.
He's there so he can say some of my best friends are meat eaters.
Yes.
But then he's also
yes, and then as a result, his parents don't eat them.
Yes.
even though they are voiceless monsters who just want to kill and maim.
Yeah.
No. The roaring, the voiceless Tyrannosaurus roaring is the language of the meat eaters.
What about in Disney's Dinosaur, where the Carnotaurs are just voiceless monsters?
Because Chomper speaks both, and he has a conversation with his parents where they just roar at each other and there's subtitles underneath.
Yep, this
yes,
is
really.
Happens.
This is a thing that happens, yes.
I believe you. I think I've even seen that movie. I don't remember it beyond...
I do know as it goes on, at one point they introduce aliens.
That makes sense.
And then there's like the egg-eating guy.
Is The Land Before Time just a spin-off of Extreme Dinosaurs?
It's the prequel.
Maybe it's a prequel.
I mean, it might be, because Extreme Dinosaurs literally opens with fucking aliens being like, I've done it, I've transported myself back to this primitive world 65 million years ago, and now I'm going to give super intelligence to these 4 dinosaurs. And he's like, oh, and then his plan is, I'll use you as my super soldiers. And they're like, nah, thanks, bro. So he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll get rid of you. Hey, these raptors are probably inherently genetically predisposed to evil. I'll just get them to be my super soldiers.
Wasn't there a movie about that?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I think
We're back, a dinosaur story.
Okay.
Where a guy goes and gives dinosaurs super intelligence so he can use them for some evil scheme, and they're like, nah, thanks, bro.
It was aliens, too, actually, too.
God damn, man.
I think there was also a wizard in that movie, I think.
I thought Mars needed moms, not dinosaurs.
All I remember was the little girl was voiced by the actress who voices Lisa.
Oh yeah, Nancy Cartwright does sometimes have other roles that aren't. Simpsons.
It happens
sometimes. Rarely.
Occasionally.
But, I do remember that movie. I remember there was a Genesis game for it that my brother had. I don't think it was any good, but then again, I don't remember. I haven't played it since I was like 10 at most. And that would require me playing that game. I don't want to do that.
Maybe it's good. Maybe it's an unheard of gem that has escaped all of YouTube forever.
No, it's not.
Maybe it's just Bubsy Bobcat 3.
Maybe it's just Baby's Kids.
Isn't that better if it is? Isn't that better if it is terrible though? Because then that's more clicks of saying, "Here's the worst movie license game you've never heard of."
We're back, a dinosaur story. Well, I hope that you go back to hell.
It practically writes itself.
Look at this jump.
Bayonetta. More like, hey, you better not play this game.
DMC2 is better than Bayonetta.
I mean, here's the problem, right? That sounds like an actual dang quote, so I can't be sure if you're being serious or not.
No, I'm doing Vinny Vine's son. He did like this whole bit where he's like, DMC2 is best! Because people were memeing for a while telling him to play DMC2. And even he knew it wasn't good. He eventually did play it. But he would meme about it. Bayonetta 2 is bad. I like Devil May Cry 2 better.
Well, that's all interesting. So anyway, Saber, how far in are you?
Yeah, I don't know how far in I am. There are no stage numbers.
Okay, what have you unlocked? Like,
I'm gonna guess Super Robot Wars 3, 30.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah.
I still need to get that. I don't know when I'm
but
gonna
the problem is there's stuff I want to talk about, but I can't say because I don't know what Sabo knows, and he asked me not to spoil, and I'm
because somebody spoiled one of the secret bosses for me, and I was like, oh god, that's a terrible thing.
What secret boss?
Oh, there's a secret boss, like, apparently unrelated to the story that you can unlock at some point.
Neat.
I did look up a very important song for that.
And it's one of the most infuriating original characters in the series.
Oh.
Is it someone I know?
No, it's somebody from Z.
Oh, wait, is it was it Asukin?
No, it's not him.
Oh, shame.
He's actually cool. I mean, his character is terrible, but at least his evil Cybuster looks kind of cool. You know, this is like one of the worst.
No,
character
it's
concepts.
Cybasta. It's Cybasta now.
Oh no,
Cybasta.
I refuse.
It's Cybasta.
I don't understand this joke.
Alright, it's not a joke. So, okay, first like ever Super Robot Wars original protagonist was a guy called Masaki, who's A, named after Masaki Endo, the singer, and B, has a mech called Cybuster. And as part of the DLC, or like special pre-order bonus for like returning units, you got SRX from Alpha and Masaki / Cybuster. And then, but for some baffling reason, he's listed as the mech is listed as Cybuster in 30.
Yeah, they can't quite figure out what his name is.
So he's Cybuster.
Yeah.
It's Masaki and his mech, the Cybuster, the Elemental Lord of Wand.
So one thing
That's
Which I'd be mad, except I don't like Masaki, so it's fine.
Wait, is it actually called the Elemental Lord of Wand?
No, I just call him. No, I just made that one
Okay.
up. But you know,
I was gonna be like, that sounds like it's too much even for them.
I did, the only thing
Anyway,
I know with that game is I did look up one very important song for the game because I was curious if it was in there, and I'm so glad that the original Gridman theme is in there.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yes.
I mean, that's not even a spoiler. You can find that out from like literally just being out.
I knew already when I saw it come up in my feed.
I knew that because I was like, oh, I'm gonna just see what some of the tracks are in this, and then it's like you may know Hero, and it's like, well, I mean, also, I figured that was gonna come up anyway.
I just wanted to make sure because you know it's a very important song.
Weirdly, Heat is not in.
Huh.
You've unlocked Getter, right, Sabo?
No.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, the only song for Getter is Yuso.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm tired of Heats at this point.
You shut your whore mouth.
All right, we kill him.
All right, I'm tired of that version of Heats at this point.
Okay, I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
Acceptable.
I'll allow it.
It's the same version of Heats that we've had for 10 years at this point.
I'll allow it.
Yes.
You get to live.
I'm tired of that version of Heats. If they remix it, I'd be okay with that.
You could live this time.
You know what I wish they would change even more so than that?
What?
Fucking Mazen Kaizen. It's still that same Mazen Kaizen.
Oh yeah, well. To be fair, they don't. To be fair with that one, it's not as if they have like a show to lift a music cue from
I
for
just mean
that.
like remix it or something, or use the other one.
You mean the Mazen Kaiser song?
The one that's like, because the one they're using is the one that they've been using forever. The one that's like do 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 do.
Oh, you mean Mazen Go? Oh, well, there's two songs.
Fucking, God damn it! It's the only one they gave him in this game, and it's the one they've been using forever.
Yeah, Mazen.
The Infinity version?
Yeah, even the Infinity version has it. It's still that.
Well, I mean, at least the Infinity version is a different version. I mean, I'm just saying they've been using that exact same remix of Heat since Z2.
Yeah, but they've been using
which came
this
out in
one,
2011.
as far as I know, forever. Other than one time for the GameCube, they used one of the songs from the OVA instead. And
but
they only ever used that one.
But I mean, the song is technically new. I mean, I know it's the same song they've always played.
No, it's literally the same track. It's the
same
exact track.
No, it's the Infinity version is different from the other versions.
Well, the robot is, not the song.
No, the song is also different.
It's the same song, but it's been redone.
When I looked it up, it was the same exact song.
The only thing I can think of is maybe because Mazen Kaiser, which isn't the spoiler because it's in the fucking trailer, has a song, but like as I said, there's no movie there's no like other thing that has that Mazen Kaiser Infinitum is from for them to draw music from. So I don't know what else you do unless you really just want to keep having.
No. I mean,
make a remix of it like they would do with Heat, like we were just talking about.
It is the same, but I mean, no, they've redone that song a couple of times, so.
They didn't this time.
I mean, it's technically the same song, but
it isn't a redone version. It's the same one they used last time they had Mazen Kaiser around.
Yeah, but that was only from X, which I mean is only a couple
X,
years
and
old,
also
so-
it was the same one they used in the Z games. So I did look that up. I was like, oh, okay. They
He was Mazen Kaiser wasn't in the Z games.
Whatever the fucking one before that one was.
Full
Alpha?
Z. Yeah, I was gonna say, Mazen Kaiser was in J.
Yeah, but that was
Well-
that was the
That was the OVA version. I'll be honest, I don't really know. Like, I'm not sure if you mean like Mazen Go, the main theme, or if you mean
No,
like
not Mazen Go. Not Mazen Go.
Okay, so you do mean the 1-4 for Mazen Kaiser.
Yeah.
Alright, so the version from X is not the same one that was in Alpha 3. I mean, it's the same song, but they redid it.
Because it's like the one that goes, no, it's not a redo. It's the burr burr burr. I'm trying to fucking get the tone of it.
Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, that one.
Yeah, it's the same one they used last time. It's the same exact one. It's not a redo.
No, but yeah, but that only debuted in T, which was only 2 years ago.
It wasn't in.
I mean, they reuse songs
No,
all
I'm
the time.
not talking
so-
about the Mazinger Z theme.
What theme are you fucking talking
Fucking
about?
Mazen Kaiser.
Mazen Kaiser was only in X.
He was in games before that, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but X's version of the song was brand new.
I don't know. It sounds the same as the other ones to me.
It sounds the same, but it's a different
Except that
remix.
one time on the GameCube where they used one of the OVA themes instead, which is better.
Yeah, well, if they have the OVA, they use the OVA. There have been like 3 versions of that. No, wait. Okay, there's 4 versions of that song. One from X, one from Alpha 2 and 3, one from Alpha 1 and Gaiden, and one from F. It's the same song, but they've redone it. It might sound exactly the same to you, but it's a different song. Different version of the song.
Still sounds like crap.
Well,
Just because it was made, that's because it was basically made like for the game, because it's based off of like, isn't it actually based off of like the
Don't give me that because they give the protagonist fucking good songs.
Yeah, but,
This sounds like a MIDI file from 1990.
No, I'm trying to explain. So Mazen Kaiser they did because they like, as you know, Mazen Kaiser was made for Super Robot Wars.
Right.
So they made the theme for Super Robot Wars, but they made it back when they didn't just have like Jam Project at their beck and call. Because Mazen Kaiser debuted in what? F Final?
yeah, F Final.
Which is, I'm pretty sure, like, is it GBA?
No, that was PlayStation 1 and 2 and Sega Saturn.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like it's just before they actually have like enough money to have Jam Project at their beck and call. So then it's like, well, it's basically iconic at that point. By the time you get to now. But it's like, as I said, it's not as if they're using a Mazen Kaiser that is from anything where it has a dedicated theme. So it's like, and if they use like, they could use like Firewalls or whatever, but from the kind of weird perspective, it's not right because it's not that Mazen Kaiser. So I can see what you're saying, but also it's like, I don't know what else they could really do.
Something's different. I don't even fucking care. Something that isn't that. That doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like some weird MIDI file I downloaded back in '96.
And that's probably because the song originated in '96.
What's the
Maybe they're trying to go for some retro thing. It still makes the like old style Super Robot Wars like beam sound effects too. So maybe that was an intentional throwback.
Probably is, considering, 30th anniversary. Like I said, Mazen Kaiser debuted in Super Robot Wars, so it's tied to this franchise in that sense.
And actually, to be fair, they did bring back the OG Gundam of all fucking things, which I never thought would ever show its face in the modern era. Because I mean, it's the granddaddy Gundam, so.
Yeah, what have you unlocked so far then, Sabo? I'm curious what missions you've done.
I've only done up to like where you get Gridman.
God damn it,
Haven't
Camille!
gotten
You were
very
supposed
far.
to weaken that thing so one of the weaker robots could take it out. You fucking shit lord! Fuck you,
So
Camille!
you got Gridman.
Yes.
Useless fucking Camille.
God, Gridman's fun.
Gridman is
I accidentally made Gridman a bit too broken on my one, so I left it. So he got weirdly too powerful, but also under-leveled.
Huh.
Because I ignored him for a bit, because I'm like, well, he's just one-shot and everything, and I kind of don't want him to just, like, get all the kills. Because there's a thing where Gridman doesn't start with a lot of his abilities, but also, like, you unlock a lot of them through X-Mat kills, so because I'd used him a bunch, he got, like, I unlocked the missions, because I don't know if you know, Dan, but it's not it's not the same kind of mission layout as this one.
I did hear something about it, but I don't know the full thing of it.
So it's open-ended in the sense of, like, you get given a list of missions and you choose which one you want to do, so...
Okay, that's a little bit more open as to how you progress.
Yeah, and you can, because of the names of the missions and it telling you what units are basically mandatory, you can have a decent guess as to what is going to be, like, it's going to be about.
Okay. One thing I did see, I don't know where you guys are, so I don't know, so I probably won't say too much. I did see a funny interaction between Van and one of the people from Code Geass.
Oh, is it the one? Oh, I think I might have even told Sebo about that. Do you care about that, Sebo? It's pretty close to where you are.
No, not really.
All right, so you know that jackass in the Code Geass movie who can make people see, like, other people?
Oh, yes. Carbon,
yeah, so he tries to do that on Vaan, but because Vaan's so crazy and stupid, and, well, Vaan, it doesn't work. It works, but Vaan doesn't care and just tries to shank him anyway.
Yeah, I think you told me.
And he's like, what do you mean this isn't working? Yeah, I saw that on my Twitter feed, and I thought it was really fucking funny.
Which is pretty in character for Vaan.
Oh, that crazy country.
Good old Vaan. No, he's from Mars again, I think.
No, he's from Mars. I'm just everything about that country from the Geass movie is terrible. I told you this.
Yeah, Carbom. Yeah, basically
like,
Carbomia.
It's basically just Carbomia. In fact, that's just what because I can never remember what it's actually called, so I just call it Carbomia.
It's like Filkstan or something.
Something like Stan.
You guys remember more about that fucking series that I just don't like.
Oh no, this is from the movie that I haven't seen, but it's in the game.
Only I've seen the movie.
But it's in the game, so
yeah.
I got a crash course in what that movie is about.
It's about the illusion of Jesus.
Yeah, basically.
It's basically like it's like we need to come up with an antagonist side that can make Lelouch look like the good guy. So we'll just throw in Carbomia.
I like to make fun of one of my friends who I swear only likes Code Geass because it's a rebellion story and that's it. I usually poke fun at them for that.
Fair enough.
Why
don't they watch a good rebellion story then?
Huh?
Why don't they watch a good rebel story then?
Right?
Like,
I'll be fair.
Zeta Gundam.
Yeah, I'll be fair. They don't like get mad when I poke fun at them or they poke fun at me. They're a sane person, unlike the other person.
How dare you not like the show I like, Ree?
I mean, I think I've said before.
Because of what was it? We were joking about like dumb takes that a friend of mine had. They're not a friend of mine anymore because they just stopped talking to me. Because I said to them, I was like, "Yeah, this is what? No, that's dumb." And it's just funny to me.
I think probably like I've mentioned before, but I have like a group of friends who. Out of them, 2 of them have seen Code Geass, and despite me telling them to watch other shows, haven't watched other mech shows. And they probably said what I think might be the cuntiest thing a friend of mine has ever said, which is
one where you like it because you like mech shows, or you don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
it you like mech shows.
Yeah. And it's like, don't gatekeep me about what I can and cannot hate. I hate things for pure. My hatred is pure, untainted by bias like that.
I mean, we've talked about it before when it comes to mech shows, because it's just like mechs are just like a vehicle in the medium. I mean, but you can do all kinds of different types of stories with it. You can find, realistically, you probably find a mech series that like a person would like.
I was even considering drafting up a half-joking, half-serious list of things to like give to friends, but then I got bored halfway through, so... Which is basically the story of everything I do. I started this project, and then I thought, but I am pretty lazy.
It's like the we can rebuild him better, stronger, faster, but I don't want to spend a lot of money.
No, you know what it's like? It's like that trucker guy in Futurama who's like, if I wasn't so lazy, I'd kick you in the shin. But you are lazy, right? Oh, don't even get me started.
God. Futurama is one of the shows that one of these days I'll watch again, but there's a lot of shows that I want to watch again. So, Lord knows when I watch anything, period.
It's going to be interesting to see how they actually justify the Gridman stuff, because I've not got to where they do the full reveal. I'm at that point where everyone's like, Shinjo's a god. Or god for this city, for this small suburb of Tokyo.
You know. As every
not getting into the reveal of also it's all in the computers.
I mean, they could.
So I guess actually I can ask you this question, Sabo. Is Elgheim literally just the same as Dunbine?
No. Oh, not even close.
Okay.
No, there's just the fairy from Dunbine is there for no apparent reason, just because Tomino decided he wanted to reuse that character again. Logic be damned.
Because as an Elgheim, it's like literally the same fairy character as thing. Although I think I like Daba more than I like the guy from Dunbine 2.
It could be.
Good old Daba.
He's kind of grouchy and edgy like that.
But he looks very good as a woman.
No, it's a space adventure. There's just the fairy from Dunbine is in there for some reason.
And also the Gundam, but we don't call it the Gundam.
No, it's
an Elgheim. And it's not Gundam. It's not. So anyway,
it's a heavy metal.
Not a mobile suit. Why are you implying it's a mobile suit?
Yeah, come on, get with it. Jesus.
So yeah, but I mean, I guess minor spoiler, but yeah, there's no heats in the game, only Yuso.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay, but I wish there was more than one track.
Well,
unfortunately, unless it's a new show, they're basically like, there's just one track minimal, and if you really care, you'll put in your own music.
Probably next game, they're gonna probably end up having a bunch of new things.
That's the downside of custom tracks, is that they're just like, oh, we'll let you put in the music for us.
Well, also it's like Shingen has been in like how many of these sort of concurrently?
All of them.
Yeah, so if you want to play a game that has heats in it, you can easily find a game that has heats in it.
It's just like, yeah, it's like we need Getter, we can't use the Toei one anymore, so I guess we're sticking with Armageddon.
Do you know what units that Shin Getter gets, or do you not know?
I know the actual Shin Getter I don't think is in the game.
It's not!
It's
just the new one they invented from last game, and that's
yes, all you get is from this game, all you get is Shin Dragon.
Because they just...
Well, okay, in terms of Getter...
Apparently they don't even want to bother with making the whole separate pilot thing anymore.
Yeah. That is a thing. So, weirdly enough...
That is weird. That kind of makes me sad, because I love the Shin Getter.
Fire J Decker also does not technically have separate pilots.
I didn't want you to tell me that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll stop then. Sorry. I don't know. Like, there's some stuff that's mechanical, and I don't know. I'm keeping the actual best thing under wraps, though. Trust me.
I love how the Primeval show up for just a second, just get blown up by the original antagonists they made for this game. They show up for like a second, just be like, "Ah, we're here!" Bang! Ah.
It's because there's not a whole lot you can do with the Primevals, because unlike the Zondas, which had like named generals that mattered, like all you get is the arm, and who gives a shit about the arm Primeval?
I just mean it's funny. It's like they bothered to have them spawn onto the map for a second, just to have them explode in the cutscene at the same time. And then
you've not. Did you unlock Gal Gaigo yet?
No, I have not seen anything from Gal Gaigor. I've heard potential rumored negative things I don't like, so I don't want to hear about it. I want to be disappointed on my own.
What are the rumored things, out of curiosity?
I don't want to say it because I think I'll be able to tell from your reaction whether it's true or not.
Alright, tell you what, I will mute my mic. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic now.
Okay. Okay, so I've basically heard that none of the actual Brave robots from the show are in it, and it's just a bunch of Gal Gaigar units in King Jader, and it's really half-assed, and it's basically just there to support Jay Decker, which is the thing they really cared about.
Okay. I actually don't know, because I've not got that far into the GGG stuff, so we're fine on that one.
We'll see.
So I can't answer one way or the other on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no earthly idea.
There is one. I will say there is one thing that you will like about the GGG stuff, though.
Which is that you can switch in the two people from Better Man.
Oh, better than that.
Okay.
You'll see.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I did hear one track involving that, but I won't say it because that would be spoilers for Sabo.
Oh, I know. I think we're talking about. No, I think I actually think of a vastly different thing.
No, I think we're talking about two different things. But I was just saying there's another one that I there's one thing I do know of because of one of the songs, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But I won't say any more than that.
I mean, Sable already showed me of a particular unit that is in the game, and he's the one who showed me that, like, because I'm pretty sure it was promotional stuff.
I don't care about the spoiler stuff. So if there's anything that you guys already know, you can shoot it at me, and I don't care.
Well, I mean, Sabo's the one, as I said, who linked me the image of the final Gal Gaigar.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
So we know that's coming.
Well, that was promotional. We know that. We knew that was coming.
So I'm looking forward to get that. I'm trying to find the best route just to get to Genesik, honestly.
Fair enough.
But
man, it's so weird seeing that one fucking guy from Mike Guy series, that weird like CEO dude, and just seeing him kind of in this position where he's just early in the game and he's not in the Imperials, not nearly as fucking terrifying. I mean, it makes sense considering, Exeve, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, him.
It's kind of funny after when I saw him again for the first time after I jumped off of V and just seeing like that thing being like, oh shit, and I'm like, oh, it's not nearly as strong now.
So I'd be sad, but I'm pretty sure it would just be like it was in T again, so I don't really miss him, to be honest.
So I mean, even by T, they were like kind of, well,
they got their fill.
Yeah, I think V is the hard Mike Guy game.
Yeah.
And then T's like we want to just get the most out of it because we probably won't get Mike Guy ever again.
Yeah, so they just used them again.
And me and Saber are of the same opinion in that Jay Decker is fine, but we do wish it was basically any other Brave.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, every time Jay Decker shows up, and I'm like, oh, you're okay, Jay Decker, but I really wish you were any of the other Braves that haven't gotten in yet.
On the bright side, there is many amusing instances of Yuta from Jay Decker and Yuta from Gridman accidentally going the way. I thought they were talking to me.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is pretty good.
Which is
it doesn't help. It doesn't help that I think Fire Jay Decker is ugly as sin.
Oh, I mean, Fire Jay Decker is probably one of the weakest looking upgrades I've ever seen, because it's like, yeah, he gets a new chest piece, and then he gets ambulances on his arms, and then he gets, and that's basically it. Yeah, oh, and he gets shoes, and it's like, great Mike Guy at least got wings and a better crown, and also
Jay Decker already had wings. Jay Decker was fine as it is. You didn't need fire. You didn't need to fire Jay Decker. Just let Jay Decker and Duke be separate, because I think Duke is cooler than Deckard anyway.
Blasphemy.
It's fine, because I mean, don't forget about the final upgrade of Great Mike Guy. You forget perfect mode.
Yeah, but Jay Decker has that too. So
yeah,
and his is a police bike.
Yeah, but that's not a cannon.
No, but it becomes a cannon. It basically, the smart, the smart. The smart guns from Alien.
Yeah.
Or Aliens. Yeah, Jay Decker basically wields one of those.
I was just more joking at the idea. I love how perfect mode is. We just put a cannon on his shoulder real quick.
That's because you never got to see even more perfect mode.
Basically
is
every
perfect
Brave.
mode 2 cannons.
Yes.
Good.
What were you gonna say, Sabo?
I was gonna say basically every Brave, I think, past a certain point has like the cannon,
X-Cuz never had a cannon.
the cannon upgrade past a certain point.
Oh yeah.
So I think I think past X Kaiser and Firebird is basically like, and then it's the canon. Except Gal Geiger, because Gal Geiger doesn't follow the rules of the previous Braves.
He also doesn't get us. He's also like the only one who doesn't have a sword.
Yeah, he doesn't have a sword. He doesn't really get an upgrade.
Not till the sequel.
Not till the sequel. I guess technically King Jader is his upgrade, but like they
Well,
don't actually
no,
use it.
technically Star Gal Geiger is meant to be the upgrade, but it's like.
Well, I know,
so...
but I mean, usually there's like there's the Brave for the first half of the series, and then they get a new Brave version like midway, and then they combine. And King Jader is the new Brave that shows up midway, but they don't combine. In fact, they don't really work together at all.
No, they kind of just don't like each other.
Yes.
That might come up in later.
Except in Dagwon, where they only use the fused version for like a total of 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's Dagwon for you. Basically, long story short.
Well, Dagwon's weird in that it's more like a Sentai than a Brave show, and also they're not really big. They weren't really big on like having the stock footage trademark thing that they used a million times. They kept coming up with like alternate things, which I guess was interesting.
Well, fair enough. But yeah, basically anything that's not J-Decker, because J-Decker's fine, but it's kind of just it.
It's just it. J-Decker is all about the wacky, like, sitcom shenanigans with the robots, which don't really translate to Super Robot Wars, which is about blowing stuff up.
It's like every time they adapt the beach episodes of shows.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we're not really getting what this episode's actually meant to be about, are we?
No.
So, yeah, I'm enjoying.
I hope Dagwon gets in someday.
I'm enjoying 30. You've got the Ichinana, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm trying to remember who you get in like the early game. I'm guessing
Koji, J-Decker,
Shiro,
Combatler.
Oh right, yeah, Combatler is like mission 2 or something.
Combatler's I want to give it. Actually, Combatler's actually surprisingly one of my favorite units. I like how it's animated. Like how it's like big and imposing and.
Do you get the Gundam fairly early? I'm curious, like the OG.
So basically, when you start, you get an option of either doing a space route or a Earth route, and that dictates what your starting, what the starting set of missions are going to be.
Okay.
So like, I did the Earth route. So the Earth route is just basically all the super robot stuff, plus plus Code Geass,
okay.
Which. If I tell, okay, this isn't necessarily a spoil. Okay, so one of the things is, the missions that have stars on them, right, Sabo?
Yeah.
So those are actual progression missions. So if you do those, they always spawn new missions.
Yeah. And what about the ones you didn't do?
I don't think there's any missions that aren't. I think I'm not actually sure. I think some are missable, but not huge ones. But most will just stick around. But I will say that you have to do the progression mission for Code Geass to unlock the path for GGG. Weirdly.
That's okay. I don't mind Code Geass. I just wish it wasn't the movie, because the movie was bad.
Yeah, but now you get Lancelot's Sin.
Yes.
And Gurren Mark II or whatever it's called.
I'm sorry, that
Gurren
name
Mark
just
Special.
fucking slayed me, that fucking name.
And I don't even remember what Lanush one's called.
Because they literally had to make up something new for the game, because in the actual movie it doesn't do anything and it has no legs. It's just there so he can be in the cockpit with C2 and she can caress his face. Damn it, I hate shippers. Why did they ruin that?
I mean, Code Geass ruined itself.
I know, but they picked the absolute worst ship to go with at the end game. Why do people like C2? I don't understand.
Is that the green one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the green haired pizza eating bitchy one.
Because she was memed.
That people for some reason like, because I don't know. I guess they like the fact that she's just a rude jerk to everyone.
I don't know. They're all just assholes.
He's right, I can at least understand. I don't agree with it, but I can at least understand Carlin because at least Carlin does things.
Yes.
Maybe he does things you don't like, but I can at least I can understand why some people would think that she's acceptable.
Oh, hi, Black Noir.
Good old Black Noir.
He's back in Pog form.
Like I said, there's a lot of tears. Just kind of, yep. We sure have done Might Guide 3 times in a row now.
He was in 3 of them?
Yeah, he's an X.
Okay.
He's in V, X, and T.
Okay.
Like they basically, as I said, Might Guide was all like raves in general that aren't Gal 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 were always like big gets because they're pretty popular.
I wish Mike Gunn had gotten in much earlier when they still did some fun things with the units, because now they're basically limited by HD to make everyone have to always be locked in or make character summons.
Yeah.
Like if it was an alpha, then Mike Kaiser and Mike Guy would have been separate, and you could have fused them on the map, and that would have been cool. Instead of just nope, you have to use Great Mike Guy all the time now, even if you don't want to.
I'm trying to remember.
If you want to build it up to something special midway through the map, no, you must launch immediately with these super powerful version.
Well, actually, no, I won't say anything. I realised there was something I could have said, but I won't.
Okay.
You'll see.
Probably when I get 30, I'll probably do the space route, because just the fact that the OG Gundam is there is such a novelty to me that I.
You won't. Okay, I'll tell you this: if you go space route, you won't get OG Gundam first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he shows up on the Earth route first. Also, space route. I hope you like Majestic Prince.
Yeah, space route is a lot of Majestic
I
Prince.
don't even know what the fuck
Majestic Prince is one of the big draws for this for some reason, and I don't know what. I don't hate Majestic Prince, but
I don't even know what it is, so I don't have any.
It's kind of a lot of real robot shows you've already seen.
Basically.
But the gimmick is now there's a team of them, and by a team I mean there's four people that support protagonist.
And the main mech is called Red 5.
So it's a Star Wars thing.
So it's a Star Wars reference, yes. Just Red 5, because the others are different colors and numbers, but it's
there's Blue 1 and
Blue 1, Rose 2.
No, it's Rose 3. I think it's Purple 2?
Purple 2.
And then Secret Black 6.
Yes.
Who's voiced by
oh god, I regret I didn't put Akito out here and Hokushin's here. Damn.
Majestic Prince is basically like Jay Decker, you're okay, I don't hate you, but I wish you were something else. I wish you were something I liked more.
It is very much, as I said, every real robot you've kind of seen, from what I gather.
But at least it's not Valve Rave.
I mean, probably the reason I'm not running the 30. The 30 looks overall, I enjoy it, and its roster's overall fine. But it also has stuff like Kokias, which I just don't like, and then a lot of stuff I'm just I don't know what you. I
mean, I'll tell you this: the Kokias plot is very minimal. It's basically just an excuse to have units.
Pretty much.
And then you can just not use Lancelot Sin because the other two are kind of trash. I say kind of, very trash. Lancelot Sin actually is kind of good though, but mostly because you can upgrade it to have a map attack, and it's got stupid speed. Fucking! I did find out if you put if on Elgum, if you give it good space adaptivity, it's basically unhittable in space and air. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, if you want to get to the RX-78, which is Amro's starting unit, you have to do Earth route, because the whole thing is it's much like V and T actually mostly like T, is that Amuro, Koji, and Ryoma are all old friends from 10 years ago when they all were just plucky teenagers who were hanging out together.
So it's after the 1 year war.
It's 10 years after the 1 year war, and it's after CCA.
Why the hell has he got the RX-78?
I mean, does Sabo care if I spoil?
You already told me.
Okay, so basically he goes under house arrest again some reason, and in his spare time he just dicks around and he makes a mock-up of the RX-78 that he tunes to be better than the original.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like
like he didn't have, basically it's like, I don't have the supplies to make a new Gundam, but I can make a 78.
Yeah, he's basically just tinkers and makes RX-78.
You know, that's believable. That's fine.
So
I'm surprised during the house arrest no one questioned the fact he was building a giant robot, but yeah, who cares?
I think they have a lot more things they need to question, like why is Shirley still alive?
It's a movie.
Fucking movie.
I mean, I guess Code Geass.
Yeah. So basically, Code Geass did like a headed like the Gundam thing where they did compilation movies of like the show. But unlike because they didn't have the time to do Shirley's side story stuff or like the Shirley stuff, they just decided not to kill her in the movies.
Okay.
So now with the new movie, they follow that plot instead.
I mean, that's pretty much what the movie for Gundam did with Mikuve, where they just is it Mikuve? The guy with that has the
Gian?
Yeah, the Gian. Where he shows up for like a second in the movie, or like in like 2 of the movies, and doesn't really do anything. Like he's just there. He never dies. He never gets into the Gian. The Gian never shows up.
Well, he probably does die. Just off
Off
screen.
But I know that movie also retconned Amuro's birthplace because so I learned recently that Amuro's Canadian.
Yeah.
Because well, originally it was Japanese, and then in the movies, Tomino decided to retcon it to be Canadian.
Well, it's hardly the first time Mobile Suit Gundam characters are awkward birthplaces. Like how Bright's technically British.
Hmm.
Because he was born in Hong Kong, which obviously at the time of airing was British territory.
I think, isn't Fall Bro like German or something like that?
I mean, with a name like that, you'd think so.
So I remembered one of them was German. I just can't remember which one.
Then obviously Shah and Sailor are. I mean, they're Space Knights, but I mean they're also very clearly Aryan inspired. So.
Yeah. What? The Zeon's inspired by Germany? What?
I mean, only some of them, and mostly ones where even the Emperor of Zeon is like, "Hey son, you remind me a lot of Hitler." I don't know who this Hitler is, but he sounds like
really
a really
cool.
awesome. He sounds like a really awesome dude.
I love telling people how on the nose the original Gundam is about the Zeons being Nazis.
He literally says you're just like Hitler.
Because I joke about like the way Star Wars did it versus the way Gundam did it. It just straight up says it.
I mean, Star Wars also basically says it because they're literally called stormtroopers.
I mean, yes, but they didn't like outright say, "Oh, by the way."
Yeah, I mean, I guess they weren't saying "See Kyle Palpatine." Oh my god, did I ever fucking tell you that? By the way, so you know Master Cypher Diaz, that like big plot point in Star Wars Episode 2.
I don't remember.
The guy who 10 years ago commissioned the Clone Army, and it's like a weird thing that they introduced that they never follow up on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I found out what that actually was meant to be. So originally his name was not Cypher Diaz, it was Sido Diaz.
Okay.
As in Sidious.
Oh, Darth Sidious.
But a mistype in the fucking script left it as Cypher Diaz, and George Lucas said, "Oh, I like that better."
I mean,
So he threw out the entire plot, basically, and introduced this thing that just never gets followed up or referenced again, and means nothing, just to go, "Yeah, I like that better." And it's like, that is the most classic Lucas thing I could ever think of.
I mean, that reminds me of a game that got canceled. It was like a game, like it was set like hundreds of years before, like the movies and like that. And it was like with a character who was like from the Darth Maul race, and Lucas took a look at him, and then he put like a figure of Darth Maul next to him and said, "They're friends."
Oh, yeah, it's, I don't even think it was Maul, I think it was Starkiller, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
It was
Star
like-
Killer.
It was one of like I know what you mean. It was like someone who's from like the expanded universe, and like Darth Talon, I think her name is. I don't know. Anyway, who gives a shit? Star Wars is dumb and stupid. Robots are super. If Star Wars had mechs, we could have a talk, but they don't. They only have walkers.
They have discount bargain bin great value mechs.
They have fucking trash. Who cares?
Their mechs will get defeated by the fucking weird worker mechs that are in Gundam.
Their mechs would be defeated by the ball.
Their mechs will be defeated by the Patlabar.
But yeah. So yeah, Amuro, Ryoma, and Koji are all like Earthroot. Space Root is a lot of majestic prints, and I mean a lot of majestic prints.
Which, like
That's
I said,
why I didn't do
other
it.
than what you guys saying what you said, I know nothing about.
Victory Gun. There's a lot of Victory Gundam. Elgaim. Man, Victory Gundam gets like a massive amount of fucking stuff for though, but I get it.
They're just like, well, Victory Gundam hasn't been in like 20 years, so I guess they were like, well, I guess we better make it worth it.
There is a reason for that. It stinks.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, Victory Gundam is pretty shit.
Victory Gundam was so bad that like it just left in the middle of Alpha and never came back.
Victory Gundam is so bad. Tomino literally fucking writes in like one of the special editions, "Don't buy this."
Yeah.
There's a lot to get Tomino to like disown something.
And if you remember, children, not you two, Victory Gundam is the reason why G Gundam exists.
Also, I'm not entirely convinced that the Super Robot Wars will adapt to the single best scene out of Victory Gundam.
I mean, they won't.
They probably won't. And then it's like, what's the fucking point? Actually, I know. I'd say right. Never mind. Also, I can't remember if Gunsword is space or Earth route though, because I think it's space
Probably
route.
space.
Because it's they basically try and retcon it and like they've done before and say, yeah, Gunsword world is Mars? Question mark. Which, you know, fair enough.
I don't want Gal Gaigar to map attack, kill Domon, and scratch the Gunbuster.
I will say one thing. So, there's DLC missions that are out at the moment, and a lot of them are basically just kind of like side story joke stuff.
Good.
Like, there's one that is, Guy and Tetsuya have a score to settle. Because they never got along.
Of course not.
I don't get it.
Because Tetsuya doesn't get along with anyone.
Yeah, basically. That's what they say.
Because Tetsuya was kind of a jerk.
I will say this, so far what I've seen, they do big up Guy a lot. Like, even though obviously Project Z is meant to be more like Mamoru and Kaido, they definitely do big up Guy a lot.
Of course they do.
Understandably, because he's the best.
They know who the frickin' audience is.
He's the best, but you know.
And you know who the audience is not. It's not Claw Shrimpy.
Well, we didn't think we were going to mention him today.
No, I will never. Every time I see Mamoru, I'm going to be thinking it's him. He has become inseparable with him in my mind, and I hope he's happy with himself for doing that.
Got that bomber. Sabo can explain.
No, you told me before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. He's just this obnoxious guy on the internet.
No, I thought you were gonna explain the recent thing.
No, I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Oh, okay, then let's not bring it up. Let's pretend.
I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and not bring that up. But no, he's just a guy on the internet who is like ridiculously obsessed with like Mamoru and just the idea of young child characters in general. And he gives you the impression he really wishes he could just be an eternal 10-year-old forever and just have like a big brother figure do all the lifting for him because the world is big and scary and he doesn't like it.
But why would you want to be Mamoru when you could be Guy?
Right?
Because toxic masculinity.
Even amongst like other mecha
Toxic
protagonists,
like,
even amongst other mecha protagonists, though, guys.
He's one of those guys.
But even amongst other mecha protagonists, guys are fucking Chad because Koji spends like fucking like a decade going, "Will I? Won't I?" with Sayaka. Tetsuya takes forever to get with Jun, and Ryoma is basically never gonna have a girlfriend ever. And Guy's in a healthy, stable relationship apart from that one time she tried to kill him.
Actually,
she got better.
Especially not Armageddon Ryoma is doubly never gonna get with anyone since the girl from their team there is dead.
Yeah, they did kill her. Or the invaders killed her. It's a bit up in the air. The invaders did everything.
She's long dead.
She's pretty dead, and the only other girl is Kay.
Who is just a bit too young.
Actually, you say this, biologically, she and Ryoma are actually probably the same age. Because remember, Ryoma gets sent through time in Armageddon. He doesn't age. Or at least he hasn't aged in the same way that Hayato and Benkei did.
Yeah, I don't think he has a chance with Kay regardless.
Probably not, especially because maybe they're all dead after the end of Armageddon. Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe they were absorbed into Emperor. I don't know. Armageddon's weird like that. I wonder if we'll get Arc in the next game.
That's what I think they'll probably do next time.
Probably, because they need to get her. They're clearly sick and tired of doing Armageddon at this point, but they can't use the original Getter anymore because of that one guy's retirement contract using his stock audio stupidly expensive.
Surprised they don't just use New Getter Robo instead then.
Which one was that?
The show New Getter Robo.
You know, the one where they say the famous line.
Shut up, Carlos. I want to hear that. Get your ass back to Mexico.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh.
I don't know why they haven't used that one.
Especially since it came out around the same time as Shin Mazinger did. And it's also like the only series to have Musashi survive, so you know.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to try and work around. No, Musashi didn't die. He looks pretty dead to me.
No, it's fine. Well, that's because they combined Musashi with Benkei. The Benkei parts kept him from dying.
Thanks, Benkei.
Getter Robo is such a crazy series. I love it. I love Getter. It's so dumb.
I also would not be surprised if they do Dynazenon in the next game.
Well, they basically have said they are.
Because then they could use. Well, then they can just reuse the assets from Gridman and then be like, "Hey, also there's Dynazenon in here."
Yeah, probably.
Because I do know one thing about Dynazenon that happens. Do you care about Dynazenon spoilers?
I already saw it, sort of.
Oh. So then, yeah.
I mean, I kind of skimmed through it just to see that, and I was like, yeah, it's alright, I guess.
So yeah, Grid Knight shows up.
Yeah, Grid Knight shows
up.
And so does that one kaiju character.
Yeah.
Who might be connected to the original Gridman show.
They're not. They do like make a bunch of stuff that implies that they are. I don't know, it's weird. Man, it's gonna be really fucking weird though, because like Ernie from Knights of Magic, who I say this as only Sabo now knows who that is now. Utsumi from Gridman will make a bunch of references to Ultraman.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's going to be weird when Ultraman's actually in the game. Even if it is the manga Ultraman.
But it's the lame Ultraman.
He's not giant Ultraman, no.
No, it's not giant Ultraman because, you know...
We can't have nice things.
That would require because that would require them figuring out how to put in his likeness for the human person.
How sad must Hakushin be that Akito's not even out here to shoot him? Instead, just Might Guy walks over and slaps him in the face.
Kill me, Akito.
Kill me, Akito! Wait, what do you mean you're not coming out of the ship? No. Come on!
I've sent my giant train robot friend to fight you instead, Hakushin.
What? No, this is bullshit. I hate it. He's gonna kill me in one shot.
Man, I'm just imagining if Hakushin tried to do the whole I'm gonna kidnap your wife to Guy. Maybe that's why Cross Ange is in T.
Because he's terrified of Guy.
Yeah, because he knows exactly what would have happened if he'd have kidnapped Guy's girlfriend.
Like there wouldn't even be a whole storyline of it. He would just appear in his thing.
Embryo would just be like, haha, I'm here to steal your waifus. The guy with the hammer, not here. Okay, he's not here. Good. I'm here to steal your waifus.
We'll know if the next game doesn't have Gao Gai Gar and suddenly Cross Ange is back.
Yeah.
It'll be like, oh, I see. You're hiding from Guy.
You see the hammer that guy uses? Ugh. That's how I choose to interpret it. It's the only thing that makes sense.
It's like, I don't want to get touched by that thing. Scares me.
I mean, could Embryo survive that?
No.
No.
I mean, he survives everything else.
Yes, but do you know why he can't survive it?
Why?
Because victory goes to those with courage, Sabo.
He's right.
And I don't think Embryo is not very brave.
No. But then again, that didn't help Tusk very much, did it?
Tusk is also not brave.
He blew himself up.
That's not brave, that's stupid.
Exactly.
That's pretty brave.
Guy never blew himself up. He blew up other people. The height of bravery.
Sometimes he rips their hearts out and eats it. I mean, crushes it.
I mean, it is always funny to do Hell and Heaven on something that's basically not a Zonda.
Yeah, like when you do it to like a fucking like a fucking Xeon mech and it's just pulling out the pilot.
Hell and Heaven, the Zaku like, wait a minute, this seems a bit overkill. Ah!
You can just put me down now.
Can we talk about this?
Or if you do get Eldora Soul and use its fucking ability where it just rips something in half.
Yeah.
You just do that on like basically anything that's actually a living beast.
Or like honestly, unfortunately, it's not in this game, but or like with the Mazing and Emperor G, where part of its one attack is it just slices a motherfucker in half.
You damn cheaters! That's not fair.
I always wonder that move must be terrible on Baron Ashura though.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't slice them down the middle like they did in the Mazin Kaiser OVA. He slices them like in the down like the waist area. Oh, I just killed Zone without him ever fighting the Arcadia. Oh damn. Oh well.
No, I'm sure it's. Yeah, well, it's all Harlock's fault anyway.
Yeah. Clearly, Harlock was hiding back here, so.
I will say this. So to make up for the fact that they didn't have the Yamato or like Harlock's commands or the Blue Water, they instead made the Drystraga the original ship for 30. Probably the most broken of all the battleships.
More broken than the fucking Yamato?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because they don't have the series creator being like, so yeah, don't let it use the wave motion gun against other people, because that would be bad.
More than that, there's a thing where you upgrade the Drystraga, which means you just can equip or give it so many abilities. Like you can give it an ability that means that allows it so any units that are adjacent to it get health and energy regen. It can itself get large health and energy regen just for itself. Thing can be a fucking tank. And also Girl Captain's nice. She is definitely one of those ones where you're like, yeah, I can see why she's definitely going to be like a fan favorite. But also, on the other hand, I also didn't pick the girl because why would I? I picked Edge.
As soon as honestly, like when I saw them, like I was like, wow, this is probably the first time in the games I've played where I'm gonna pick the guy instead.
But also, Edge like got Edge's Sugita always goes into Joseph Joestar voice when he voices like Edge's attacks. So
Good.
You have to play Edge because it's Sugita's dream to finally get with the character voiced by the girl who does the captain.
Yeah, but it's more that thing where, like, when I saw their designs, I was like, I really don't like this girl's design, but I think he looks okay. I was like, yeah, he looks cool. And then I heard the voice, and I was like,
I just picked it because Sugita.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I saw the design, I was like, okay, he's cooler looking, and then I heard the voice, I was like, yeah.
I'm helping Sugita live his dream of getting with a character played by that girl and also being a Gundam pilot, kind of.
It is kind of Edge's introduction is kind of funny though.
Where he just walks in.
Where he just walks in and then he just gets in the Hyukbine.
Yeah.
And then there's a point where people are like
suspicious.
I do like there is a point where they're like, that's ridiculous. Wait, so he just walked into the base and he got in the Hyukbine? It's like, yeah, that's not actually that uncommon when you think about it in this world.
That's pretty
And they
good.
literally point out Amuro, and they point at fucking Amuro.
Yeah?
Not sure. Still not sure. I actually feel about Hyukbine 30, but you know.
But yeah, that happens a fuck ton in this genre, where someone just walks in, just steals a giant robot.
Good old Edge. And the quirky cast of the Dreistraga, of which I can only remember like 2 of them.
Yeah, basically. Just
They're not quite the VTX Union in terms of being crazy.
The VTX Union was great.
So the Dreistraga crew is basically the captain, who's waifu, and the EXO, who not sure how to describe the EXO. He's like every
kind of boring.
He's every executive officer you can think of, but also he wants to get with the captain.
He's the guy who's like, maybe we should not do these crazy and not strategic things, and then everyone's like, what are you talking about?
What if we just shoot them instead?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, the Dreistraga is cool. And as I said, maybe more busted than the Yamato was, which I think is kind of impressive.
Yeah, considering there was like points in that game, like early on, when they're like, you have 1 unit, it's the Yamato. Are you sure about this? Yes.
Oh, I've had that a lot in like some of the like the bonus missions where it's like where it's meant to be like you have to hold out for X amount of time until unit reinforcements arrive. It's like, oh, you accidentally given me like my 3 like most leveled and scaled units. Game. I don't think there'll be enough enemies left for the reinforcements to deal with.
Like,
you chose poorly.
It's like, this is unfair for them. Emergency retrieval judo because he has no EN left. And he kind of needs EN.
Okay, so that's kind of why my Gridman was weirdly overpowered, but also underleveled, because there was just a point here where his normal attacks were basically one-shotting everything. And I was like, well, I do need to actually get some kills on other people who aren't Gridman.
Baby's done.
No, I don't have that theme. I don't have that theme yet. It won't come until we get the one true Gridman.
Ah, yeah.
I only have Union, which I actually really like as a song.
Oh yeah, it's a good song. I just love the original Gridman theme. It's so good. Oh, Domo DN's also getting kind of low. Let me just throw in the Arcadia real quick for a minute.
Man, though, they do want you to get a lot of kills with Uso. It's kind of ridiculous how much their game actually wants you to use Uso. And it's like, but... Huh?
How many?
Well, I literally just unlocked a mission which required him getting like close to 100 or something.
Oh.
Or close to 100. Or at least being involved in like 100 battles or something. And it's like, man, that's a lot of Uso.
That's a lot. I mean, Combatler and Koji only needs like 30, I think.
Combatler is 30 to get Grand Dasher, yeah, and I think it's 30 to get Mazinger for Koji. Yeah. I don't know what exactly the requirements for Martin Kaiser are, though.
You probably get it by default. I think.
You might do. But I think it's one of those things where you can kind of unlock it early if you meet certain requirements. I don't know. I just did the mission to get it, I think, yesterday. But I've not played. I've basically not played today because I've been busy and I'm here recording with you guys. I could be unlocking Genesis Cal Gaigar right now.
Oh, it's that part where Black Noir is like, I can regenerate. We already know about that.
Every boss could do it in these games. You're not special, Black Noir.
It's like literally, I see it. I'm like, yeah, we know this trick. Shut up.
Literally every boss. Haha, you defeated me. But did you know I have a second health bar? And then it's fine because then the plot thing happens and then they lose that second health bar.
No, my second health bar.
You see, Koji Kabuto, you can't defeat Infinity that easily. Why, you need to get some supreme bullshit to beat Infinity. Wait, why is that schoolgirl wielding a magic staff? What the fuck is this?
What's that weird thing on her head?
Oh, I was referencing the ending of Infinity, where Koji's sort of daughter from a parallel universe, but also a sort of living computer. Yeah. Like, has a magic staff and accumulates photon power so he can become a big Mazinger. And then you're like, man, if this was a good movie, this would have been a time to drop Infinity. This would have been a time to drop Kaiser.
Right? That would be where Kaiser would show up, but it's not a good movie. Or hell, Zero. I'll take Zero if you can't. But no, we didn't do either of those.
Instead, we got big Mazinger, but big, and it's like, does it at least turn into a giant fist? No.
Doesn't do anything.
I wanted it to turn into a giant fist.
It doesn't do anything fun. God. Just, Infinity.
I'm not actually sure, but I think Mazin Kaiser might be, because as I said, I've not played enough things. I'm not sure if Mazin Kaiser is technically a downgrade, in the sense that I think, and because it's a different unit, Great Mazinger loses its combo attack.
It's fine. Mazin Kaiser.
Do you care? Actually, as a question, do you care if I spoil a minor update they've done to combo attacks, Sabo, or do you want to discover that yourself? Do you want me to? Okay, so you can now use combo attacks even if not all of the units aren't in play.
Oh, I mean, they've sort of did that in the past, but I guess now they're just.
But
standard.
But if you have them next to each other, it increases their attack damage.
Okay.
So
yeah, that was the same with that's been the same with a couple of combo attacks so far. I guess they decided to make that standard so you don't have to field everyone to still get the combos. Man, I mean, really...
makes sense considering some of them are you have to use a really garbage unit to get a otherwise okay attack. And I think it might even have been done specifically because Majestic Prince get a combo attack and
they didn't, and so you don't have to field all 6 of them.
No. Just for the best because Red 5, Blue 1, and Black 6 are okay. The others are pretty average at best. They do give you a fucking million gun blasters or whatever they're called. The Mookmeks from Victory.
By the way, right now I'm just going through the story BS as they fuck up Black Noir.
Yeah, well, it's his fault, really. He should have learned. He had his high point in V, where he gets to team up with the Great Emperor of Darkness.
It's true.
And they basically go, haha, we are also both gods, just like that Embryo guy. And it's like, really? You want to be just like Embryo, do you? Okay, well, maybe you're not just like Embryo, but it's kind of the same thing.
We don't plan on kidnapping waifus right now.
Yet. We'll see how it goes.
But just let us know. We gotta ask a question before we start our shenanigans. Guy's not here, right? Who? Okay, good. Phew! No guy. See, this is why I don't like when Guy's around, because he just fucks up everybody's shit.
Just all the villains, guys. Okay, guys. Guy doesn't exist in this universe. We're safe.
For now.
There's no hammers or having our entire intestines ripped out with his bare hands.
For now.
Or I guess lion hands.
God, I still can't get over that little, like, dumb device that Sally wears on her head to amplify
the purity waves.
Yes.
Because that's how they power up Might Guide enough to defeat the evil of Black Noir.
Which they're doing right now.
Yes.
Thanks, Sally.
Now my sword is 2 swords.
Good job, Might Guide. You found a second sword. Shame that Rival Joe had to die.
No, he's fine.
Yeah, he didn't die.
He's here.
He didn't rip off Zeta Gundam in this timeline. Gotcha.
Although even in the show, he still survives somehow.
Oh yeah, he does, because then he's like shows up at Sally and Maito's wedding.
Yeah. Even afterwards, Maito flies off and he's like, it's fine. Joe said he's immortal. I'm sure suiciding into that one guy and blowing up didn't kill him, and he was right.
He is Rival Joe after all.
Yes.
You mean Ace Joe?
No, he's Rival Joe.
Ace Joe.
No, they call him Joe the Ace, but his actual name is Rivalry Joe. I mean, it could be worse. He could be Victim O'Rand. That's the name of the villain from J-Decker.
I know.
I know you know, but does Dan know?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I know now.
I showed someone a clip from Unicorn, and they were like, "Is that Shah?" And I was like, "I don't have the heart to tell him his name and to explain it." So I said, "No, it's just Shah's genetic body double."
You know, it's full frontal because he has nothing to hide. Therefore, he's showing you everything. That's only making it worse, isn't it? Yes, kind of.
Oh no, they must have known.
There's no.
Basically.
There's no possible way that they did. They can't be that stupid. Can they?
I don't know. You'd be surprised.
I probably would be.
You'd be surprised how some Japanese people just have no idea what certain English phrases.
I mean, actually, no, you're probably right.
Anyway.
They probably didn't, because I remember one of my favorite things of that was they were gonna call a level in, I think, one of the Sonic games, like Genocide City, and they didn't know what genocide meant. And one of the American, one of the person from the American branch of Sega had to tell them, they're like, "Oh!"
Like, yeah, genocide. Yeah, they really like throwing that word around, genocide.
Well,
Genocider mode. I'm like, so you're going to exterminate everyone?
I mean, it's all well and good when a villain does it. It's another thing when when Ryusei piloted the SRX. It's like, alright guys, we're heroes, we're gonna do heroic things. Anyway, Gown Genocider. And it's like, fucking hell, Ryusei. At least aiming at the Space Knights, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, he must really hate those inspectors.
Ryusei has a lot of hate. You thought it was all just, haha, I'm a robot otaku? No, he hates, is just fucking racist. It's a shame Ryusei's not. It's a shame Ryusei's non-canon, because him and Oni would be quite funny to see. And also, you know what? I'm almost tempted to watch Knights of Magic. Ernie seems fun.
It's okay. It's if you can get around the fact that Ernie is a Truck-kun fantasy, Though I have no idea how that works. It's gonna work in 30, and I don't want to know. I want to see this disaster for myself.
You'll see.
But I'm just because one of the things I was thinking in the moment is like, so wait, why does Ernie's whole thing is that he died sad that he could never make his robot dreams a reality, so he reincarnated in a world which had giant robot knights. Okay, cool. But if he's in a world with mobile suits, why didn't he just work for the Federation?
You'll see.
I'm sure I will. I'm sure, but that was Knights of Magic doesn't really work.
I have a suspicion as to what they're going for, but we'll see.
Yes.
It's all a simulation. All of it.
I mean, that is certainly one thing to consider because Gridman.
By the way, for the record, if that is correct, I don't actually know this. I didn't.
They're just people in a test tube being created for some entity's amusement.
Try not to read too much into it.
No, that's what I think. I think that was like one of Gilliam's things he said in OG. It's like, what if we're just creatures in a test tube for some experiment for some unseen entity's amusement?
Gilliam says lots of things. Most of it's bullshit.
And I was like, yeah, okay.
Fuck off, Gilliam. Aren't you like?
As long as Usus doesn't appear in this game, we'll be fine.
Fucking Usus.
It was me.
I think I did tell you that I think they the OG characters are meant to actually be the alpha versions. Have you unlocked Masaki yet?
I know. I said I've barely been able to play.
Yeah, fair. Good old Cybaster. That's what it's called.
I don't know. They also call the Hagane the Hagwane now.
Hagwane.
Because I guess Bandai Namco was just like, no, that's what our official translators who don't really speak English translated the words as. That's what you're going to use. But sir, that means nonsense. Be silent.
I fucking love though when we get like what's it called, when like you get people translating Susanoo, and then they translate it Susanoo, so it's got fucking Owo in the name.
Hello.
Owo.
Hello.
I just remember that.
I know we've seen this animation like play out twice already, but it's gonna be the killing blow for Black Noir, so
I just remember. I remember like the Evangelion, like translation staff, like constantly coming to blows with the Gynax over what they should translate things as, because Gynax kept insisting on stuff that was just like nonsensical and or deliberately poor English, and they were like, no, but it's wrong. You can't call someone a children. He's a child. Children is plural. And they're like, but that's what we called it. And they, well, because you don't know how to speak English.
It'd be like if we tried to say things in Japanese, then who knows what might happen. We might say Mirakuru.
we could say Mirakuru.
I still can't forgive Mirakuru's existence because it came out long after the age of the internet.
I never said we should forgive.
Oh no, it's just something I always like to say. Like with it, like if it came out like say in the early '90s, I'd be like, yeah, it's kind of fucked, but at least you could say maybe nobody on staff could just Google it.
The best part of one of the last seasons of Arrow was how Mirakuru suddenly made his unexpected comeback.
Yes.
Where one of the bad guys took it.
Almost everyone I know is too cowardly to.
And then he died anyway, so it was pointless.
Even
because
those that
that
make fun
final
of
season
CW.
was bad even for Arrow.
Even those who make fun of CW seem to be too afraid to like tackle the fact that Mirakuru is fucking racist.
Yeah, but they're also the same cowards who look at Carbomir and try and just awkwardly shuffle off. Meanwhile, there's me who's like, why isn't Carbomir in the fucking movies?
It's like we must embrace Carbomia. Everyone must know.
Carbamia is one of those things where we will never let it live down to the point where there are probably less videos that we've recorded that don't mention Carbamia than ones that do.
To be fair, this time was even because Sabo mentioned Carbamia first.
Usually it's you.
Because...
I've done it. I think we were to probably go through it like a tally. I think probably you brought it up the most. Sabo's probably after like somewhere a good distance away from you, and then I think I brought it up like maybe like 3 times.
I love Carbamia. It's the worst.
It is.
It's the worst, best thing ever.
It's just the kind of thing where you say, yes, Transformers did do this, and it's like, yeah, they did, didn't they?
They did, yes.
It's like, and it's so bafflingly like insulting and just racist, and you just question. It's not even just that they did it. It's that then you have to remember all the amount of people that had to go through and go past before it got, okayed and put out to recording and animating.
The only person who had a problem with it was Casey Kasem.
Because he's from fucking Libya, or he's of Libyan descent, I should say.
And don't forget too. Not only did they call it that and do all that, but then they also had the population sign. Like you can't even like there's no defense for Carbamia, like not even.
Of course, there's no defense. There's so many fucking camels. How could you possibly defend it?
4,000 people, 10,000 camels.
God, it's so awful.
Maybe that's why you know what? Maybe that's why Transformers will never allowed to be in Super Robot Wars, because then they would just do a Carbamia stage.
They would have to do a stage in Carbamia.
Oh no, the People's Democratic Republic of Carbamia is attacked.
They make it really awkward. Do that, and then also have Gundam Wing, so you can have the white Middle Eastern guy.
It's the Socialist Democratic Federated Republic of Carbamia.
Oh, my bad.
So they're just like, oh, okay, it's everything.
Everything.
Just bring in Gundam Wing too for that stage, so that way it can be really awkward when you have the white Middle Eastern boy.
Oh shit, that's the other thing. That's the other big space series I forgot. Gundam NT.
Oh yes, that's certainly a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a. I was like, okay, whatever. Why do we still care about you? Why do you still care about UC? It's over. Move on.
Not a fan of narrative, then, are you?
I felt nothing for it. I was just like, okay, it's another not Amuro guy and a not Gundam fighting evil space noids.
Who will? I'm sure will find the secret to peace for 5 minutes. Because you kind of thought at the end of Unicorn, okay, well, surely this is the end of it.
But no.
But it's still there. We're still in UC.
UC forever.
Oh no, I've not really gone far into the narrative line of missions because that's a filthy real robot, and I'm all about the super robots.
I'm sure there's someone that does all the real robots. I'm sure. I just don't know them.
We call them monsters.
I would do a real robot if it was Pat LeVar.
Well, actually, I get that's a thing. One thing I do like is that there is a point where you're like one of the DLC missions. You fight some of the Elgheim grunts, and all of their like fucking dialogue is just how much they fucking hate this planet. And like one of them's like, "Is that a Gundam? I think that's a Gundam. Oh fuck, why am I fighting a Gundam?" And then your crew's like, "We didn't deploy a Gundam though." I want to get rocket punched. I'm sick of getting rocket punched. Just basically all of them bitching that this world is fucking nuts. Magic? What? They hate this. They fucking loathe the solar system.
I love that. That's really good. Them just being miserable.
Yeah. What is that big robot talking and also a police car?
That's really fucking good. That's really fucking good. That alone is worth the price of admission.
worth the price of the DLC.
Alright, cutscene's over, map's over, it's time to leave.
I look forward to the day when we can safely have the Space Toys drop a colony on Calbarmia.
I agree.